Okay, grade 11. So you would have just learned about the two formulae for depreciation. What I want to do just very quickly is show you how this all relates to your information sheet. So what you'll see in front of you is the information sheet as you'll get it in an exam. So I'm going to just constantly keep referring back to this so that you can become more and more comfortable with when and how to use this information sheet. Okay. If we go to the bottom of the very first page, you'll see the analytical geometry stuff that we've just been using, but in the middle of the page here, that's where our finance stuff is. Now, these ones you will only use in grade 12, so we don't have to worry about them right now. Now, if we look at what we know, this one over here, plus NI, this will be our formula for simple interest. I hope you recognize that. Nice thing is, you don't have to memorize it. And then just over here, we have our formula for compound interest. Okay, and I hope that these are familiar. I believe we started introducing them in grade 9. And I know that it's interest because I have a plus, and I know that it's simple interest because I'm multiplying my N and my I. And here I know it's interest because it's a plus, and I know that it's compound because I'm taking it to the power of N. Now, as you would have seen in previous videos, this is exponential growth, while for simple interest, this is just linear growth. All right, so now let's relate this to what we just learned. Now, what I just want to show you is that your depreciation formulae are also here and available to you. Here, I know that this is called straight line depreciation. So let's just write that out. Okay, and I know that this is depreciation because it's minusing. Now, there's a few things that I just want to mention about depreciation, but let's just label these important graphs here. So let's go here. This one is my reducing balance depreciations. Okay, and again, I know it's depreciation because it's negative, and I know it's the reducing balance because it's being taken to the power of N. Now, what I want you guys to see is just the relationship between the two. Just like simple interest, straight line depreciation is essentially the same exact formula, except that instead of this plus, we have this minus. And instead of it increasing, it decreases linearly. This is really important. That means that the accumulated value or the final value is actually going to be less than the initial value. Whereas for these ones, the accumulated value is more than your initial value, okay? Here we're investing something, here we're losing value on something. Now, similarly, if you look at the reducing balance depreciation formula, it is almost identical to the compound interest formula, except that instead of a plus, we have a minus. All right, and again, it's just going to decrease exponentially instead of increase. And here again, your accumulated value is going to be less than your present or principal value. Please just remember that. The nice thing is you don't have to memorize any formulae. They're right here. And the cool thing is that there's such a clear relationship between these. Here I can see that these are so similar to each other. And over here I can see that these are so similar to each other. In fact, the only differences are the pluses and the minuses. Minus meaning that it is worth less money, and plus meaning that later it'll be worth more money. I just wanted to point out those comparisons and just make sure that you fully understand that for depreciation, your accumulated or final amount is going to be less than your current present principal amount. All right, guys, I hope that that just helped you see the comparison between the two and that it gives you a brief overview of what you get on your formula sheet and what you don't have to memorize, which is really cool. Okay, back to it.